Let's talk about stability. Let's get it.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumet Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking about the idea of stability, okay? It's very, very important that you remain stable in your life. If you feel unstable emotionally or physically or spiritually, in any case, you're going to be taken off of your path, okay? When you're unstable, you're taken off of your path. So it's important to give yourself a reminder of your path. One of the things that I really considered is when you are doing a specific task with which you have the intention of getting into flow on that task, you're going to have to see it symbolically, okay? See that task symbolically as something that is interpreted and it has a symbolic significance in your life in some way. Like for instance, my Indian clubs that I swing around has a connection to my own heritage, which is why it makes me more drawn to that thing, right? The kendama and the balancing of that is kind of a flow state activity, so it's still matching my brand. So everything that I do has a symbolic significance, a representation to me as a personality or me as a brand or me as a business, right? And really start to understand how you can communicate that within the world. That's what selling or sales is. It's that communication. It's very important that once you're in the flow state, you're not doing marketing like everybody else is doing marketing, right? You're not like creating a bunch of funnels and trying to do this startup thing because your friends are doing it. It's more from a heart-based intuition and a leadership that comes from an internal nudge or understanding that your service is so powerful. And the self-mastery starts to become more about your community. I start to remind myself of what my community appreciates about me, okay? And putting that out there. You can actually go ahead and ask your friends or your community, what do they appreciate about you, you know? And optimize that within your flow to be more stable within that frequency. And don't do it like from a stance of like, oh, they appreciate my walk and so I'm gonna keep walking like that. It's not like that, man. It's basically to understand where you are moving and turning people's knobs in their consciousness, okay? Where are you being influential in other people? That's what you want to start to understand, because yeah, if they're just like, yeah, you know, we appreciate how much time that you give to your dogs or whatever, right? And you don't feel like that's a big aspect of whatever you're doing or whatever you're saying. It's important to also consider that they are in a very specific understanding internally, right? They have a different life than you, they have a different experience to you, so also it's important to consider those things. But notice, man, in Tai Chi, in Qigong, in martial arts, in yoga, there's this understanding of stability, okay? And the stability happens in the body, but the moment you make your body more rigid, it locks your energy up, right? So if you clench your fist like this, really, really clench it, you'll notice the locking feeling of it, okay? Now just hold your palm open like this, completely open. Don't force anything, just let it be, okay? You might feel some of the tension in your hand from the squeeze. That's completely normal. So start to really ask yourself, where are you locking up within your own body and restricting your own energy flow? Okay, is it in your neck or shoulders or your lower back, or I want you to start to really look at your body, right? And just look at it as an outline of a physical human body. So in your own mind, can you draw and trace out your own body? And can you feel the outline of your body? Now try and feel the outline of your body right now. Almost like you're drawing with a marker an outline of your own body. As you do that, you might notice this feeling of spaciousness take over you, okay? That spaciousness is powerful. And you want to really understand how stable you are You're going to get tested by the universe today. Somehow, it's going to try to test you. But can you remain level-headed and calm and stable and relaxed? Relaxed doesn't mean, completely complacent. Relaxed means you still have this relaxed alertness about you, that you can make the mental shift and get up when you choose to. When you can actually trick your brain and be like, I had 8 hours of sleep today and you only had 2. Can you do that? Can you mentally do that and switch yourself and give you more like an extra energy reserve suddenly? That is the ability for you to be stable, because there's a lot of things that will unstabilize you in life, my friends. A lot of things that might trap up and be stored up in the body like gunk. And this is what I help people remove for the Flow Zone Academy in the program Flow Sapien. I help you remove that emotional gunk, the stuff blocking you from truly flowing. Because you can try to make yourself get more flow, but guess what? The flow already exists, right? Your natural way of being already exists. Some people say that yoga is the natural way of being, right? Or feeling expansive and all this, because life will put you in these contortions. This is the metaphor of yoga. Life will put you in these contortions, man. But if you already put yourself in these contortions, you're going to be well prepared for life. Okay? So you might not do yoga or not have a yoga practice. That's completely fine. But I want you to understand that metaphor, really. So at least you're stretching. At least you're moving the body according to your own intuition. Things like this, right? In martial arts, they also have something called the horse stance. Have you ever seen this? Let me put this down somewhere so I can show you guys. You guys have seen this thing in martial arts, right? Please ignore the, clothes over here. So in horse stance, you're bending your knees. Horse stance, right? You're bending your knees very slightly. It's kind of like you're holding a ball. But make sure that you remain open and fluid and have the word stable in your mind as you're doing this, okay? And you really want to be as free as you want. Don't make yourself more rigid with your body. Stop flexing all your muscles in this time, right? You don't want to be doing that. You want to make sure you're open and fluid. Your heart is open and expansive. You're visualizing the fact that everything is open, it's flowing, the energy is flowing throughout you. There's blood flow throughout your body, okay? A great way to do this also is to go on like a quick run or high intensity exercise, where you notice the blood flow going throughout your entire body. And it's almost flushing out the toxins and different things right throughout your body. We all need a little bit of a detox and a breakaway from the mundane. The moments where you actually go from resistance to non-resistance, to a pushing to a letting go, that's where you actually enter the flow. Right? Struggle phase, release phase, struggle phase, release phase. So the moments you feel struggle or tension, that's your work. As a flow state Jedi, as a flow state artist, that's your work. Where's the tension in my mind, in my body, in my consciousness, in different areas of my life? Where is the tension? And let me lean into it very slowly so I can let go and embrace it and take ownership of it and be responsible of my tension and slowly be more tensile in a sense of being more flexible, being more bendable, being more able to stretch beyond our limits. When we slowly start to expand, our stretch zone becomes our comfort zone. And if our comfort zone is like this, make sure that it's bigger than what it is. Of course, it's constantly growing throughout your life, in your lifetime. That's why you gain so much mastery in life, because you feel like you're living once you're out of the comfort zone. You actually feel like you're living for the first time, right? A lot of people, I've heard this, and there's a quote related to it. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone, right? But that's the thing, it gives you more vitality, more energy, because what you're doing is you're challenging yourself, you're challenging your body, you're challenging your mind. You're being more flexible, you're being more tensile, you're being more adaptable. You're giving yourself these different little things that you're throwing into the mix. Or it's like this randomness of the universe, but you can tackle the chaos, you can tackle the randomness and release it. Release the negativity. So understand this idea of release, of build up and release, of struggle and release, of tension and release. And if you can be calm and composed and practice this metaphor of the horse stance, right? Really start to have the least amount of tension in your body as you're doing it. So you can even move around like this a little bit as you're in horse stance, and just understand that you're giving your body the least resistance possible during that exercise. That exercise will really help you, not only with your physical stability, but for your mental stability. And that's what we need to focus, to hone in, to get into that deep work and get things done. You already know what it is. Upward spiral game. May we never be the same again.